that's the kind of look I think a lot of people have given their computers, their tablets, their smartphones. Today is Neo Day. And yes, it's the joke all over the place, Neo, from the Matrix. But the PlayStation Neo is the code name that has been revealed to Giantbomb, and then later on today to Eurogamer.net. Even IGN had to do 2 takes on it. That documentation has been provided from Sony. That this console is pretty much, I'd say, confirmed. This is even more concrete than anything the NX rumors, which I just did a quick little video about that, about how that's going. The article at Eurogamer did, or I don't know if it's Eurogamer.net, it said, as the article puts it, there is no doubt this is real. This is the new, more powerful PlayStation 4. Let me get into this, because I'm going to read from Giantbomb, and I'm going to put the links below. Eurogamer really explodes everything. It is a lot of data. A new PlayStation 4 is coming, and its code name is the Neo. It is not a slim or slightly updated version, or just kind of different redesign. It is a more powerful PlayStation 4. And the things that come with it are kind of interesting before you start thinking, oh shit, there goes Sony fragmenting their user base. Hold on a second. The Neo, I'm reading some of this from Giantbomb. The Neo will feature a higher clock speed than the original PS4, improved graphics processing unit, and higher bandwidth on the memory. The documents we received note that the hard drive in the Neo is the same as the original PlayStation 4, but it's not clear that means terms of capacity or connection speed. Probably connection speed. Hopefully they upgrade past that 500 gig hard drive. Interesting piece of information. Listen to this. Starting in October, every PlayStation game is required to ship with both a base mode, which will run on the current available PS4, and a Neo mode for use on the new console. Interesting. Specs. Original PlayStation 4, 8-core Jaguar CPU at 1.6 GHz. Neo, 8-core Jaguar CPU at 2.1 GHz. This is one of the lowest upgrades. Basically, they're overclocking 500 MHz to the CPUs. This one is like, holy shit. This is older 28 nanometer processors, but for the console, this is a huge thing. The original PlayStation 4 was an AMD with a chip with 8 computational units at 800 megahertz. 18 computational units, 800 megahertz. Make sure I said that right. AMD, 18 computational units at 800 megahertz. 18 little cores. Okay? Maybe not cores, but computational units that produce, all the graphics. New one, Neo, improved AMD chip, 36 computational units at 911 megahertz. Not only are they upping the megahertz, just a little 111 megahertz, but doubling the computational units, and they're improved computational units. That's huge. For a console, I know it's not the PC, and I'm not comparing these to PCs. Memory. They're the same memory. It's the original 8 gig GDDR5, 176 gigabits a second. Neo, 8 gigabytes GDDR5 at 218 gigabits per second. Games running on the Neo mode will be able to use the hardware upgrades and an additional 512 megabits in the memory budget to offer increased, more stable frame rates and higher visual fidelity, at least when those games run at 1080p. Neo will also support 4K image output, but games themselves are not required to be 4K natively. In the documents we received, Sony offers suggestions for reaching 4K/Ultra HD resolutions for Neo mode games builds, but they're also giving developers a degree of freedom how to approach this. 4K TV owners should expect the Neo to upscale games to fit the format. But in one place, Sony is unwilling to bend on the frame rate. Throughout the document, Sony repeatedly reminds developers that the frame rate of the games in Neo mode must meet or exceed the frame rates of the games in the original PlayStation 4. Okay, you want to crank up the resolution, all this shit on the Neo mode? You can't drop a damn frames from the original. That's pretty... I don't think it's harsh. I think it's a good way it's harsh. The Neo will not supplement or supplant the current PS4. It will exist alongside of it. There's going to be two PS4s out there, you guys. So that which we were thinking of, which maybe some of us were dreading, it's coming true. But let me get through all this before I give you my full opinion. The PlayStation and the Neo will use the same PSN store, connect to the same online communities, and offer the same user experience. So expect to see the same cross-media bar that you're used to. Players will be able to retain all the purchases, of course. Sony seems to be committed to keeping the Neo and the original PS4 player bases connected. This is the huge one. As such, there will be no Neo-only games, and Sony will not let developers separate Neo users from original PS4 players while playing on PSN. Likewise, Sony explicitly and repeatedly states that developers cannot offer exclusive gameplay options or special unlockables for Neo players. Don't expect Neo owners to get level editors, Rocket League, special car, yada yada yada. That said, so long as both systems have the same features, the Neo can run an improved version. They say maybe local co-op that features 4 players on the base PS4 can do 8 players on the Neo, etc. But it can't differ online. Basically, they have same way about peripheral support. They got to both support it. No mention of how the VR will be affected by this, or will it even need that breakout box that the PlayStation VR has. Though every PS4 game released as of October this year will need to support both the original PS4 and Neo. They don't know if that's not at the release date. It's probably close to it. Additionally, games released in late September window will require a day one patch that updates them to Neo standards. The documents we received explicitly note that devs are allowed to launch Neo ready games before the Neo itself releases. Games released previous to Neo can take advantage of the hardware upgrades, but only if developers decide to patch the titles. This isn't too surprising, yada yada yada. Basically, it just run a lot better if they decide to patch it and put Neo mode, 1080p, 60 frames per second with more bells and whistles turned on if they want to, or upscale to 4K. So, new PS4 is coming. Documentation from Sony. It's another piece of hardware with upgraded CPU, just a little bit overclocking, twice the computational units, proved computational units, and a megahertz bump on the GPU, and a slight megahertz bump on the RAM to give you a better throughput. So I was thinking about this to myself today. Work was hell. These days I didn't have time to do a video during the day like I have been many months ago. And I said to myself, why? Why is this console being made? They're not fragmenting the games. They're not fragmenting the users. They're not fragmenting PlayStation Network. That is awesome. Good job, Sony. What is this? This is a slow incremental upgrade to where this is what the picky old gamer thinks. You guys tell me what you think here. They're going to start making Neos this year sometime, and then the PlayStation base will slowly get less and less production to at least some amount, because they sell a lot. People want a cheaper version of PS4, they'll sell some, and they'll make it to where they might even give incentives, maybe free games with the Neo. They're going to phase in this new console. So if they're not going to completely divide everything, what's the point of this? My opinion is this is the PlayStation 4 they wanted to make. 4K ready, 4K gaming, upscaled if they need to be, and possibly a lot powerful, at least in console wise. I'm not comparing them to the PC. I just don't give a shit. do PC versus console. But with those 36 computational units, it's probably just gravy to that new console to do VR. And it doesn't take a lot more, it doesn't struggle. I think this is going to raise it up to where 1080p, 30 and 60 frames per second all day long, it's gravy. 4K is already there. The PlayStation VR is going to run even better and have even more abilities. And I think this is also part of it, I think, personally, due to the NX. I think the NX is going to be somewhat more powerful than the PS4 base. But of course, as I just showed or talked about in the last video here I just recorded, the rumors which we were going on about, and I did that video, are false. Some of it are, most of it are. So we can't believe in all the specs that are given to us, but I think it's going to be, it doesn't have to be spec'd out. Yes, Nintendo knows how to build something. I think the NX is going to, if they just had the PS4 to NX, the NX will go above it. And I think Sony's trying to raise above it just a little bit. But here's the flip side of this. Developers would have to do more work because the frame rate can't drop, the compatibility to the PS4 base can't drop, the ability for players to play online, the same ability as a Neo can't be left out, excuse me. So will developers take and insert Neo mode? They don't have to. If they still just program on a base PS4, the base mode, the Neo will just run it faster. It'll just run. It's just like running upgrading computer. I used to do computer gaming about 10 years ago, literally. And when you upgrade your computer and you install the same games, they just run faster. The frame rates are stable. So you may see this do well, and you may see a lot of developers buck this trend. I'm thinking the mid-sized developers to the lower developers are just going to program on the PS4 level, the base, and say fuck it. I mean, or at least, going back through here, as I'm talking to myself here, they have to be by October. Let me see where that's at. They have to be ready for the, Neo mode. So maybe they have to have some type of mode, but they don't have to actually program a lot more stuff into it. So, I don't know. I'm talking myself in circles here. Will this help or hinder people? Or developers, I should say. I don't know. I don't know here. Like I said, I'm just sitting here taking a look at all this and I don't know. I'm not just throwing this off saying it's horrible. This is a big step for Sony. Starting October, every PS4 game is required to ship with both the base mode will run on current PS4 and Neo mode for use on the new consoles. Well, I wonder if that Neo mode, just all they have to do is do 2 tweaks and just make it run at higher frame rate. I wonder if the Neo mode, some people just say, screw it, we're going to develop for the base mode, and Neo mode turns around to be, just runs faster. Are developers going to put forth to that? I hope this is something good for Sony. I don't know, because if they get to the point where people's already bought, they already got 30 to 40 million. It's probably way above 30 million, including myself. I'm not buying a PS4K Neo 1 Morpheus Edition. I'm not buying that. I just don't care. And for new people, I think they'll just start easing into the new Neo stuff. But if they leave the PS4 out there as a base and they cut it down, they hope they at least cut down. It's still got to be more. If it's just $299, it's still too high. I think it ought to be like $249. Really, truthfully, to get people in there. Maybe even but maybe $100 is all they'll cut off. But they should cut off more. You may see the PS4 base model sell a lot more than the Neo for a while. Then Sony will just decrease that to a point. This is how Sony, I think, is going to push forward. And I hope Sony keeps pushing 4 to 5 more years. I want to see close to 2020 before we see another damn PlayStation. That's just what I think. 15 minutes, and it's just too long. I didn't think I'd ramble about this, but this is pretty much in the books. Sony's been dropping this information to people. The PlayStation Neo's coming. It's got new specs. I don't know. Is this going to be good for Sony? Is it going to be bad for Sony? Will it work for them? Will it backfire? Tell me what you think below. I appreciate everybody watching. Subscribe to me. Share my videos. And come on, keep on getting more people to subscribe. I'm wanting to push more toward about 300 users. I want to get more out there because I love doing this. I love making sure people laugh and are entertained by what I do. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and crosshairtv.com, and also skirmishfrogs.com for everything retro. PKO Gamer out.